Hey guys, so I hope you're all enjoying your new year and keeping up with your resolutions. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different because I saw something recently within the past month that really blew me away. So, the national tour of Miss Saigon, which if you don't know is a Broadway show, was in the Kennedy Center. So, since filming inside the show is illegal, I'm going to be putting just random pictures on my phone. Okay, so the first picture I'm putting in is the theater before the show started. Yeah, that's what you're seeing now. Anyway, here's my thoughts on the show. There are going to be spoilers in this video, just warning you. So if you haven't seen Miss Saigon yet, then see it, but don't watch this video because you really need to go on with a blank mind to enjoy this show a lot. So I'm not a huge theater person, but I do enjoy watching shows on theater and Broadway. Going into the show, I knew very little about it. And, okay, side note, I wanted to make sure that the show wasn't ending soon, so I Googled it and found out that it's going all over the US still. So if it comes to a theater near you and you can get a ticket for under $60, definitely go. Anyway, I went in knowing very little about it. I knew the song I Still Believe and the ending, and the fact that there's a helicopter in the show. It started off with an amazing set showcasing Dreamland and a ton of prostitution. I wasn't really expecting that much inappropriateness, is that a word? But it really added to the story more than anything in a not creepy way. Just seeing these women, like, this is their life. This is the only way they can get money. It just really added to the whole bitterness truth of the story. But after the amazing start, it did unfortunately get a little dull. If I were more familiar with the soundtrack, I probably would have enjoyed Chris's song about the United States and Vietnam, but at the time I was really tired and more focused on trying not to fall asleep than the actual singing. The vocals by Anthony Festa were good, though, I think. I can't really remember. After that, the show's memory kind of blurred in my mind. But then, the last night of the world hit. This scene stuck with me for a long time after watching the show. I can't really find a soundtrack that truly captures the perfection that the show was in my memory for this scene. But after Kim and Chris get married and they go dancing off stage with the blackout and then it's the fall of Vietnam, it's just such a perfect setup, I think. This is the real scene that killed me. I mean, yeah, the ending's sad, the whole show's sad, but just the fact that they're singing about how they love each other and how they're going to be with each other forever, then just ending that, it's so sad. Couple this with the saxophone and dance, it's a perfect number. I don't know why I kept thinking back to it, really, but I just really enjoyed it. The next song about the Warriors was excellently choreographed, but I was getting really tired again, so I just kind of wanted it to be over and pick up the pace. After that, I Still Believe hits you hard. To this point, I at least was confused. I didn't know that they had gone back forward in time, I guess. And I thought that Chris and Kim were still together. But then when Ellen starts singing, I don't know who this girl is, but you just want her. You want her out of the picture because you want Chris and Kim to be together, right? Listening to the song at home, I thought it was all Kim singing the song, so then Ellen popped up out of nowhere, and it was really confusing. But it all made sense after watching the show. So, yeah, just showing you that soundtracks aren't always accurate. There's this weird subplot of this man and Kim. I didn't really follow that. It was kind of strange. And it was really nothing until she shot him, and then it was like, okay, what is going on right now? But then she just leaves, and with her son, Tam, and Act 1 ends. It was pretty boring in my opinion, but like I said again, if I watched it again, I probably would very much enjoy it knowing the rest of the show. So, go into the show a little prepared, like listen to the soundtrack a couple times, be familiar with the songs. No, I said you have to go in with a closed mind, but you really just need to know the basis of some of the songs. Act 1, the end of Act 1, the final scene is very stunning. So Act 2 is amazing. I really, really, really enjoyed Act 2. It started off with very, very, very strong boudoir. I was not expecting the song. When it started, I even leaned over to my friend and I was like, what is happening right now? But, oh, it was perfect. The vocals were so good. The a cappella part leading it in, and then the main vocalist, I don't know his name, but it was all amazing. And then Chris finds out about Tam. So that was really shocking, I guess. I thought it would be a little more dramatic consuming the rest of the show. But it's just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Better go meet him. So then Chris and Ellen decide to go to No, they're in Bangkok by now, by the way. That wasn't made clear either. They just kind of appeared in Bangkok. I guess I should have probably read the program. So I don't really remember what happens in between there. I know Kim and Ellen yell at each other and they're like, I love him more. And she's like, no, I love him more. No, I love him more. And yeah, the single best scene in the show, in my opinion, that I've ever seen was Kim's nightmare. Kim's nightmare is worth the price of the ticket alone. The way it builds the tension and climaxes with the helicopter and Chris leaving Kim, it's so amazing. The beginning of the song starts out a little rough with the weird shot guy, like, yeah, I'm never gonna leave you. It feels really Phantom of the Opera-y, but it gives way to a better show. So Chris decides to leave Tam, and Ellen and them are like, we're gonna support him. And then their friend's like, no, you can't do that. He's like, yes, I can. So then when Chris goes to meet Kim, okay, pause. I was never really fond of the engineer until the American Dream. He was really just kind of there, just trying to get Kim to do stuff she didn't really want to do. But then the American Dream, I really, really liked his character all of a sudden. Like, he wants all the dreams that everyone else has. He just wants to live in America, make money, be rich. And it made me appreciate just the entire character and the way Red Concepcion portrayed him. It was also amazing production value. It really set your mood high just for it to be torn away 5 seconds later. So right after the American Dream ends, you get the thing you've been waiting for the whole show, Kim to meet Chris again. The finale was very, very well done. It leads up to it perfectly with Tam and Kim, and Tam and Kim are like, oh, and Tam doesn't know what's happening, but he runs over to the engineer. Then Chris and Ellen walk in, Chris gets to see his son, and then BAM! And Kim slumps over on the floor. Chris runs over. It's so dramatic and so sad, because no one was knowing. There were audible gasps all around the audience. There were screams from the audience. People were like, no! And then Kim dies. It's very tragic, very sad, very, very unexpected. Well, I expected it, but unexpected if you don't know what the show is, because you're going to think, oh, Chris and Kim are going to end up back together. Goodbye, Ellen. But no. So if you really get a chance to see this show, I really, 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 really would recommend it. I wouldn't pay more than $100 just personally. Like, it's good, but not worth that much money. Like, you can go to Disney World for that much money, and I'd rather go to Disney World for the day. But if you can get a ticket under, like I said, $60, I think you definitely should snag that deal. We were sitting in the very, very, very back of the Kennedy Center, so I'm not sure what it would be like at your local theater, but we could see everything perfectly fine. The spotlight was a little distracting because it was right over us, but, I mean, we got our seats for $49. You can't beat that. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my review of Miss Saigon. Have you seen the touring production? Have you seen the Broadway production? Have you seen any production of Miss Saigon? Have you been in a production of Miss Saigon? If you have, please comment down below, like the video, subscribe for more Disney, other everything stuff. We're really going to bounce all over the place in 2019. Thank you for watching again. Goodbye. Character and the way Red